Do you see that the podcasting medium helps deliver information in an easier, more digestible format? I think over time, and you kind of alluded to this earlier, but let's say you're on a plane or you're on the go and in transit, while something like email can be extremely mobile, there is a little bit of modernization that has happened in the world of podcasting, the ability to listen to it offline. So do you feel that podcasting has helped digest the information a little bit more in 2019?
Yeah, I definitely, and again, I'll go back to my my roots in broadcasting, and as I transitioned off the air, I went into sales, as unfortunately everybody tries to do, just because you never make enough money doing it otherwise. But I mean, obviously, when you talk about radio or TV or anything like that, especially when you talk about advertising, it's about frequency, and I think that's something that a lot of people on the content consumption side forget about, or even the content creation side forget about. You know, you've got to hear that information probably in more than one medium several times before it truly resonates with you, and you are willing to make a change, or that really sinks in, right? So for us, that can be as I said, a launch training where it's a formal training event where you're asked to log in and view something in a Zoom or a WebEx. But you may be multitasking, right? So you may not get all of that. Then there might be a portion of that that has been cut out and remixed with other content that you hear a week later in a podcast. And then you might get an email follow-up, or it might be part of a newsletter. So this is the same thing again in that cheat sheet that I give to all the folks wanting to do podcasts. You've got to promote the information more than just the podcast itself, right? If you expect your audience to change or to learn something or to modify their behavior in some way, just because you put out a podcast about it isn't enough. You've got to reinforce that message. Well, first of all, you've got to reinforce that the podcast is there. Then you've got to reinforce that message over and over again in other ways as well. So again, it's frequency. It's playing the advertising game with your audience. Even when it's training or internal marketing is kind of the way that we phrase it internally, right? We want to market to them that this new asset is available or this new training is available. So it's important that we communicate in all the media available to us, newsletter. If we had billboards, we'd use billboards, but we don't. So we have email, we have newsletters, we do have banners, right, on SharePoint sites, different things like that. That's where you can really make a difference in getting the message across. And again, podcast plays a huge role there. And I'm super happy that we were able to get it added to the arsenal a couple of years ago, and it's grown as much as it has. It's been fantastic.